police update on the disappearance of Gus Lamont. One of Australia's largest companies hit with $1 million fine over an infamous freeway crash that killed 2 people. See the moment missing cave divers are found alive. And calls for banks to compensate scam victims. What you could be entitled to. 9 News. Your news. 9 at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. Adelaide's only local sports show for the drive home. Rowie and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
Great to have you with us. 6 minutes after 4 on this Thursday, and what an afternoon it is ahead of round 12. It starts tonight in Melbourne, the footy, but no footy here in South Australia for the weekend. What are we going to talk about? Well, we're live here at the Excelsior Hotel, and it's looking fabulous, isn't it, boys? Rowie is not here yet again, so Campo's sitting in the chair alongside Timmy G.
Yes, spot on there. Scratching again, Sam Tugwell. See if he can get the hat-trick tomorrow. See how we go there. We are at the Excelsior, as you just mentioned, a corner of Coghlan and Hawker Street. We're in the front bar. The dining room, fully renovated. New kitchen, new menu. Absolutely looks sensational. I'm hanging around afterwards, but we've already got a text, Campo, so I welcome you.
Yeah, there's one on the text line here. Went there for lunch today at the Excelsior. 10 out of 10 from Henry.
10 out of 10 rating already. That's a good start for the Excelsior Hotel. Sensational stuff come down. This is the real front bar.
It is, isn't it?
It's the real front bar, isn't it? Not that show on telly that's just fake.
You got tossed out a few over the journey?
It was my prerogative. Left on my own accord. Once.
Tapped on the shoulder.
Yeah, tapped on the shoulder.
I think you had
exactly.
enough, Tim.
Hey, look, the State of Origin was on last night, Campo, and we were chatting about how great a finish it was and how sensational it was. I played golf at Royal Regency with Tuggers this morning, and my mate came down with his one-wing warrior. And the comments were, we love watching State of Origin, don't we? But you touched it on the head where for South Australians and maybe some other non-rugby states, it's a bit minimal what you actually do watch.
Well, it is, and I love watching all sport, as we all do, but I watch 4 games of rugby league a year, the 3 State of Origins and the grand final. That's probably all I can do. And it's a bit like the NBA. I watch the final series in the NBA because I'm not interested in the 80 games and the build-up to it. But I just love the passion. I love how much it means to the New South Wales and Queensland, not just the players, the ex-players that are involved. So the ex-players come back and coach, and assistant coaches. You know, they'd be lining up out the door to try and get
commentators dropping their bottom lip like me.
They do. I didn't see.
Like me
I didn't see any Queenslanders throwing pens though.
What's wrong with it? Where's their passion?
Cameron Smith didn't throw one, unfortunately.
But isn't it incredible though? You're right. I remember once somebody said to me, Timmy, all sport watched at its highest level is entertaining and worth watching. And that's probably what the Olympics does for a lot of us when we get to see Olympic sports that we don't normally watch. We go, have a look at that. That's at its best. They are the best in the world competing, doing that. And you go, because I reckon 2000 Olympics, which was, in Australia and Sydney, I wasn't fortunate enough to go, so I was watching as much as I could. The first morning I woke up, I went and watched. It was beach volleyball. Chris Dittmar was commentating, and it was our ladies team that went on to win. And I just followed that journey all the way through and got so engrossed in it. And that's one sport I would have not really taken notice of. And I think with rugby league for us, we see the best of the best, like you said, with passion, 3 times a year plus that grand final.
And commitment.
It's unbelievable.
They're not interested in getting injured. They don't care. And most of them will roll around, if they play on Wednesday night, will roll around Friday or Saturday again.
And play again.
Most of them don't have a spell.
Imagine the Corkies.
Well, they get used to it. As I said to you off air, I was friends with Michael Maguire, and I used to say to him, how do they like do it? And they go, they actually don't get sore from it.
Yeah.
Like, they're actually just used to the battering of it. So, and because it's straight line, you know, and it's not a lot of change of direction, that's part of it as well. Yeah. So, and they don't cover anywhere near the ground as what an AFL game would do. But
gee, it's some brutal hits. Some brutal hits.
So the first hit up is always the one.
The best, isn't it?
You hold your breath.
How about the slap you hear?
Yes. God, body on body, sensational stuff. Well, here is the winning try, which was in itself amazing. They brought back a veteran in Tedesco, 33 years of age. His leg speed and commitment to that last ball, if you saw it, big high kick, up it went, and underneath comes Tedesco at unbelievable speed and steals it basically off the opposition. Have a listen.
Theory kicks high. Tedesco coming through. Here's pressure. Tedesco's come down the other side of it. Scored. James Tedesco in his comeback game. What a catch in the wet.
Well, it was unbelievable. I was sitting there watching it, and it's one of the highlights that I sit and watch with my boys. I mean, with teenage boys, they're off doing their own thing, and they're obviously interstate now, but we were texting the whole way through, the game, like on Snapchat and whatever. And then simultaneously, when Tedesco grabbed it, the phone lit up. We're all over it. And it's a great story because, you know, he got pushed out, essentially. He got pushed out of that position, and they brought him back. Laurie Daly brought him back into there. And they interviewed him after. I don't know if you heard the interview after. He goes, I made a mistake.
Yes,
and he goes,
and I want to make up for it.
And I told Nathan Cleary, put it up there and I'll get it done. And he did. It was a phenomenal finish.
It was amazing. He was hot on himself, wasn't he, for making that mistake. I had to make up for it.
But that's the care and the passion for the state.
I was just about to say. The commitment and care that comes from it, you just love that. And the thing was, you and I had been speaking about him earlier.
Yeah.
So one of those texts was me in full capitals. Let's go!
That's right. It was too.
It was an amazing finish. Great stuff to watch, no doubt about that. Queensland, who we know have had so many unbelievable victories in Origin and won when they shouldn't have won and won series when they weren't the favourite and all the rest of it. I thought they were going to do it again. They had one sent off. Just have a listen to this. It was 23 minutes left in the second half, and this happens.
He's off down the wing. He's lost the ball in the tackle. Look at the man who got over. Is there a high tackle? Is there some impact above the shoulder?
I think it's a shoulder charge. This will be a sin bin at least.
Shoulder charges, makes direct contact to the head. Mate, the junior care, you're off.
No. Wow. Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable.
Now, a lot of controversy around that because I think they said he could have tackled and all the rest of it, and then you got to slow down to 1/100th of a second and all that business. But look, they deemed it high. He had to go off. Queensland, unbelievably, and New South Wales had 2 lots of 6 tackles to go over the line, and they just couldn't get it done. I thought they're not going to be able to do it. And then Queensland got the ball back, and I'm thinking they're going to win. I think there was 3 minutes left on the light. And I'm saying this will be one of their great victories, being able to hold on with 10 men for 23 minutes. This is incredible. And bug me dead, they get it back. And Cleary, his kicking is amazing. Incredible. It was a great finish. It inspired Tom Wren so much. On breakfast this morning, he made this statement.
I'm a big fan. I just think it is the best rivalry, bar none. Just the tribalism, the state versus state thing, what it means for the players, the fans.
I think it's marketed better than a lot of other rivalries and the like. They do it well. There's the beauty of only having 2, so that nobody else has to come into the mix. But give us a call, 8223 0000. We've got a voucher to give away tonight,
we do. Sam. A $100 La Vita Restaurante voucher to give away to our best caller.
Correct. And all you got to do is tell us, is it the best rivalry and why? And if not, what is? What is the best rivalry in sport? So there's plenty of them. I did like a lot of the individual ones, and if you've ever seen Anna Mears speak about her rivalry with Pendlebury on the bike and how they devised a plan to beat her in London in front of the home crowd. Mate, that's one of the best stories you'll ever see. That was a great rivalry. And then when she beat it, she retired, and Anna said, it was like, who do I fight now? and that could happen when you lose your rival. But, I mean, you played Carlton. I mean, Collingwood, Carlton, and they would have been huge.
No, they were huge. And it wasn't, I mean, you never took it for granted. And I'll get asked this question a lot because I obviously went to Essendon as well.
Yeah,
it was quite interesting dynamic because Essendon hated Carlton, Carlton hated Collingwood, and Collingwood hated Essendon.
So it was a triangle.
It was this triangle of...
Right.
Yeah, and it wasn't that, the other team like Carlton, didn't worry about it, but it was because of the success that they'd had against Essendon. There was like, well, we're not so much worried about that one. But the Collingwood one was a big one. But Collingwood hated Essendon, and Essendon hated Carlton on the basis of that. So it wasn't until I went to the Essendon...
The ranking of order.
Correct. Yeah. But it was all even. Yeah. But it was just the fact that you didn't realise until you went to another club as to who really hated who.
Yeah. Unreal.
So, they were big occasions. We talk about the showdowns, but geez, I remember playing in front of 90,000 at the MCG, and it didn't matter once again wherever you were, and they were hard, physical games that often ended in a melee, and I never started any course.
No, exactly. Yeah. No, good innocence. Good innocence of Michael Sport. Love that. On I would say a really pleasing front, there's a state funeral for Neil Danaher, and it's going to be held at the MCG on Wednesday, June the 10th. Now, that's going to be the Wednesday post the Monday Big Freeze game. Okay. So we'll raise money and celebrate what we do for Fight MND on that Monday, and then on Wednesday they're going to have this state funeral at the MCG for Neil Danaher. I think that's really fitting of a man that's put so... Now, he himself, again, would have said, no, don't worry about that. Wouldn't have been fussed with it, but I think it's a great thing for everybody else to commemorate his life and to say what a magnificent job that he did in that fundraising. It'll go on now. That will live on forever. That'll be his legacy, and hopefully the cure for MND is not too far away.
Well, and I'm looking forward because it'll be bigger than ever, won't it? That when we scan across the MCG, when it's Melbourne, and with everyone will have a beanie. Everyone. There won't be. Maybe I got one last year. Everyone will get this year's one.
You were spot on there. Even though I don't look good in one, I'm going to get it. Dead said look like a criminal for some reason. It's just bizarre, but we'll get it done. Don't worry about that. Talking rivalries. Tonight, Thursday night football, St Kilda v Hawks. Gunston and Will Day come back into the lineup. Here's Sam Mitchell on Will Day.
Talent back into your group is always important. We would like to think that we don't rely on individual players too much. He's a very good player, and we love having him out there playing for us. Can we not win games without Will Day? Well, of course we can. Are we better with him in? Of course we are. So he's a player that is going to be important for us.
So that's Sam Mitchell conducting his own press conference and asking the questions and then answering them. What is going on there?
Well, isn't that the way you do it?
That was bizarre.
Well, isn't that the way you do it, though? Ask a question that you want to answer and answer it yourself.
That was unbelievable. I thought, is there anybody else in the room?
We should start doing that with Campo's segment at 5:30.
What do you mean?
You just answer your own questions.
I just asked my own question. What do you think about the centre bounce, Campo? Well, I thought, you guys can go get a cup of tea.
By himself, I tell you, that is sensational. Give us a call, 8223 0000. Great rivalries. Now, I love this one from Dirk. Yep. He reckons biggest rivalry, Rowie versus the Sniffles. Not bad, Dirk. Not bad. Not bad at all. Dirk. Any real ones?
Yeah, well, we've got Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt throughout history. No,
I think anything physical.
Fraser and Ali.
Yeah, that was, Rumble in the Jungle. But what about if you're a MotoGP fan, Marc Marquez and Valentino Rossi?
Yeah. And you know, I can't get my head around. That's coming to Adelaide. Yeah. Wow. That's going to be bloody sensational.
And on the streets too. That'll be a different feel to what we've seen with the supercars.
A lot different. Gee, I've got my arm in my mouth already.
JD from Queenstown says the Australian Test matches to NRL Australia v England. That is a cracker, and I suppose you can throw the cricket in there. The Ashes is a great rivalry as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Get your calls in 8223 0000 for a $100 Levita voucher. And Levita are amazing, delicious Italian lunch or dinner. If you're not familiar with them, they are on Grange Road in Kidman Park.
Beautiful.
You will love it, and that's why you want to call in and win that $100 voucher. A great night or lunch for you ahead. 19 after 4, we're live at the Excelsior Hotel in the heart of Brompton. Come say hi. We'd love to see you. It's Campo and Timmy G.
Rowie and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show. For years,
years, Eddie Maguire has been Eddie everywhere.
It certainly has been a big week in footy.
Now he's Eddie right here. Catch Eddie Maguire every Tuesday from 5 as he talks all things footy with Rowie and Timmy G.
I'll tell you what's going on.
The Lexus of Adelaide end of financial year event is on now. Receive exceptional value on all new and demonstrator models in stock, including the exhilarating NX and RX plug-in hybrid range. Visit Lexus of Adelaide today.
Great things begin with the right space. A space to work, a space to store, a space to create. Right now, build the space you've always wanted with Olympic Industries sheds, garages and outdoor storage designed for Australian lifestyles. Visit one of Olympic Industries' inspiration centres today and bring your space to life. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
SA. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's where you know your barista by name, and they know yours. Where your fruit and veg shop keeps you smiling with seasonal goodness straight from the farm. And your favourite local spot always comes through with the goods. It's all the things that make us, us. And buying local means $1 spent here stays here. So when you're out and about, look for the state logo and buy SA for SA. A message from the Government of South Australia.
The first big deadline, Timmy, is midnight tomorrow. Get your tickets for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery now to automatically enter the early bird draw for $500,000.
Oh, that would go down well. A lot of freedom from one little ticket. Someone will win big. Then why shouldn't it be you?
Yeah, absolutely. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au and you'll stay in for all the remaining draws, including the $4 million grand prize single-level luxury living at West Beach.
Spot on. It's it's a guaranteed win for your community as well, supporting life-changing healthcare right here for South Australians like you.
Yeah, $500,000 is on the line. Early bird deadline is midnight tomorrow. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au.
Finding your next Volkswagen? That part's easy. And right now, you don't have to wait. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's end of financial year unlocked event is on right now. So you can jump in early and get first pick from a huge range of new and demo Volkswagens ready for delivery. Plenty of colours, plenty of options. On-site finance, next day servicing. No waiting, no missing out. End of financial year unlocked event ends June 30. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
We all have that need to connect, to know what's going on.
How it's going to affect people here in South Australia.
Join Will Goodings and Rosanna Mangiarelli for 7 News at 6.
7 News, connecting Adelaide, connecting you.
Join IPAA South Australia for the 2026 Economic Outlook Address, featuring the Honourable Tom Koutsantonis MP, Treasurer of South Australia, in one of his first addresses following the state budget. Find out what's shaping the state's economic direction and what it means for the public sector, business and community. Enjoy a hot breakfast and insights into the year ahead. Tuesday, June 9, 7:30am at the Adelaide Convention Centre. Register at sa.ipaa.org.au.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
23 after 4 with Campo sitting in for Timmy G. We are live at the Excelsior Hotel. If you want to come join us here in Brompton, 110 Coghlan Street, just chuck it in the GPS. Come on down after work. We'd love to see you. Jump in the front bar, and they've got an all-new kitchen and dining area which has been renovated. Looks fantastic, and great all-new menu and dining from 12 too. So come and join us tonight. It'd be great to have you. We're talking rivalries, the best ones. Tommy Wren reckons Queensland, New South Wales State of Origin is the best rivalry. We want to get your calls on the air for a $100 Levita voucher. But before we do all that, let's check your traffic.
Well, delays clearing from that smash at Para Hills West, McIntyre Road near Bellew Street, Findon. Urgent electrical work still getting sorted out, Findon Road near Trimmer Parade. Busy at Tranmere, Glenburn Road near Arthur Street for works, and slow going Brighton Road, Brighton. Camera Saints Road, Salisbury Plain. Today at Harvey Norman, get 10% in bonus gift cards when you spend $500 or more on selected products. T's and C's apply. Gift card valid for 1 month. Hurry, offer ends Friday. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Right, let's get your calls on the rivalries. Anthony at Plimpton Park. G'day, Ant.
G'day, Timmy. How are you, legend?
All right, my friend.
That's good to hear. Hello, Campo. How are you?
Good, mate.
That's good. I've got one. It's in the world of motorsport. It's back in the 80s. Anton Senna and Alain Prost.
Senna and Prost.
He did. Anton Senna did everything he could to embarrass Prost. And one time, I think it was at Monaco, he was so far in front of Alain Prost that he wanted to embarrass him that he actually crashed out of the race and didn't finish the race.
You're kidding? That is unbelievable. Wow, I didn't know that one, Ed. That's a ripper. Hey, well played. I like that. I do like...
It's the next Grand Prix coming up too.
Yeah,
the Monaco Grand Prix.
Oh, there you go. Good timing. Cumberland Park. G'day, Gary.
Yeah, g'day, boys. I reckon the best sporting rivalry would be Simon Kadich versus Michael Clark.
Oh, yeah, Gary. There was no love lost there, was there? Gee whiz. Kadich and Clark. Now, that all came about because he didn't want to hang around for the song, did he?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's the story, is that they normally used to sing Under the Southern Cross. And he kept saying, come on, hurry up, I've got to go. He was going out with Lara Bingle.
Yes, that's right.
At the time.
That's exactly
right.
Yeah,
and he wanted to leave to meet her, and Kadich wasn't happy with it, and eventually grabbed him by the throat and said to him, you're not going anywhere in the light. Yeah, so...
It's a bit rough.
Serious bust-up.
Ended up a very nasty
singing in the cab with you on the way.
Let's go to Michael at Campbelltown. Got a rivalry for us, Michael?
Hi, Timmy. How are you?
All right, buddy.
Yeah, I got a couple here, actually. Hope you can hear me. I'm on my hands-free in the car.
Gotcha, Michael.
Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal.
Yep. Federer, Nadal, good get.
Yep. And also Port Adelaide and Adelaide. You notice I said Port Adelaide first.
Yes, it's been a great rivalry, the showdown.
Are you shouting the beer if you come down the Hotel Excelsior?
Excelsior Hotel at Brompton. For you, Michael, you come down here and introduce yourself. I'll buy you a beer. No problems at all.
Yeah, it's probably
Sam, you got
Michael's turn up now.
Let's see, how many Michael's going to rock up now, Timmy? You've just opened a can of worms.
You need a code word. You need a code word.
Code word.
Don't say it on air.
Campbelltown. You've just said it on air.
Idiot. Classic. Let's go to West Croydon. G'day, Mark. Got a rivalry?
Gentlemen, showing my age, I'm afraid, the 60s, there was nothing like Sturt and Port. Amazing rivalry between those two clubs. But the one that almost replicates the Crows' power from the 60s was Port Norwood. It didn't matter where they were on the table. They would just go at each other with a hate like you would not believe. In fact, to the point that two men, Mr. Bruce Light and Mr. Phil Carman, decided to take things into their own hands after one game at Norwood.
Oh, yes, I did hear that story. I always wondered whether there was a little bit of urban myth in that one or not, the Bruce Light, Phil Carman one. But we had a good one earlier on the text messages from Neil, I think, about the Scottish rivalry.
Yeah, so the Glasgow Rangers versus Celtic. That was a big one. There's a couple other good ones here. Ford versus Holden. There was always no love lost.
Yeah. What does that one say? Husband versus wife.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
One must be Ford, one must be Holden. Yeah,
or maybe.
That's what it was.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe some households were husband versus wife. Sure, Tim.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, no. She's coming here later. Shush.
Shane Warne, Daryl Cullen.
Yeah, that's a great rivalry. That's
a great rivalry. Ian Chappell and Ian Botham.
Oh, that one won't end.
That will never end.
That won't end. It's incredible, isn't it?
That lasts forever, that one.
Well, there's a big one at the moment. Donald Trump versus
Where's this going?
I know where that's coming from.
We're a sports show. 29 after 4. We'll get more of your calls on the air shortly. Coming up tonight, massive program too. Josh Worrell and Riley O'Brien are going to join us later on after 5 o'clock. But next we're going to talk to a Port Adelaide Hall of Famer, Roger Delaney, and we're going to give a bit of a mid-year review, a mid-year report card from him as to where he thinks Port Adelaide are at.
The FIVEAA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
the last 8 years has been this wonderful Halloween display in Salisbury East known as Ambrosia Cemetery.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Sadly, they are going to close it down for good due to council compliance issues, all of which stemmed from what we understand was one complaint.
5AA Breakfast.
This is the Halloween version of the dog cafe.
It is, yeah. One complaint. It's all it takes.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
When your work depends on accuracy, the tools matter. For 70 years, General Tools has helped South Australian engineers, machinists and workshops get the right gear for the job. They specialise in new and second-hand metalworking machinery, cutting tools, carbide tooling, measuring equipment, machine tooling accessories, bandsaw blades, vices and cold saws, including trusted brands like Vertex, Winstar, Insize and Michitoyo. Shop in store at Cavern or online at generaltools.com.au.
Is stress draining your energy, wearing down your immunity and leaving you feeling exhausted? Are you struggling to keep up with your day? Introducing Caruso's 8 Mushrooms Complex. Caruso's 8 Mushrooms Complex contains 8 mushrooms plus astragalus, which is traditionally used in Western herbal medicine to help the body adapt to stress, promote energy levels, relieve tiredness and support your immune system. So if you're ready to take control of your day, try Caruso's 8 Mushrooms Complex today from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon. Mel Usher with the news headlines. After this week's 3-day search on foot at Oak Park Station failed to find any evidence in the Gus Lamont case, more aerial images will be taken and studied. 2 men have been arrested and charged after a Western Suburbs robbery and police chase. A fiery question time in federal parliament has seen the PM on the receiving end of a crude remark. And in sport, round 12 in the AFL kicks off tonight at Marvel Stadium with St Kilda and Hawthorn. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Para Hills West to smash a McIntyre Road near Bellew Street, Findon. Urgent electrical works on Findon Road near Trimmer Parade. Slow going for works at Tranmere, Glenburn Road near Arthur Street with the camera Airport Road at Brooklyn Park. No lock-in contracts, no hidden fees. Join Revo Fitness from just $9.69 per week for 24/7 access to any Revo Fitness club across Australia. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 11 tonight, cloudy tomorrow 18. Right now it's 15 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
This is very serious. The Blackout End of Financial Year sale is live at Edwardstown Mazda with huge in-showroom only deals and serious savings across all new and demo vehicles. Save up to drive away with no ads, no clues, just serious end of financial year value. In-store only. Are you serious about end of financial year? Prove it. Show up. The Blackout Sale, only at Edwardstown Mazda and only in-store. Must end June 30.
If you need to move from A to B this autumn, your best move is hiring from Budget Car and Truck Rental.
Yeah, that is completely 100% true. Look, to get you started, you'll need boxes and tape for storage. They got that covered. Furniture covers to make sure everything arrives in pristine condition. Budget has you sorted.
Yeah, then you need the perfect set of wheels, and Budget has them all. Cars big and small, moving vans and trucks available on a standard driver's licence, plus utes, hybrids, trailers, 12 to 25-seater buses and much more.
Absolutely. Once you've chosen a vehicle, grab Budget's blankets and trolley to ensure the move goes smooth.
Yeah, job done easy with Budget, a family-owned business with friendly staff that you can count on, and there's multiple locations across SA.
You got something big to budge? Well, Budget with a Budget rental truck. Call 13 27 27.
Hey, I'm James, claims manager at Allianz. This isn't always the call you want to make, but when you do, you'll reach our team who know exactly what to do next. It's why we're trusted by over 4.5 million Aussies.
Allianz.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
Campo here for Rowie. So Campo and Timmy G taking your calls on sporting rivalries. What are the best ones? 8223 0000 is our number. for a $100 Levita restaurant voucher. We are live at the Excelsior Hotel and Coghlan Street, so come see us. We'd love to say g'day to you very soon. Josh Worrell from the Adelaide Crows.
And for every Michael from Campbelltown with a code word, come and see me for that free beer. Narrow it right down. Port Adelaide have started the season 3-8. They go to a bye this weekend, and we thought we'd get the thoughts of a Port Adelaide Football Club Hall of Famer, Six Flags, a couple of runners up in the best and fairest, one to Nathan Buckley, so you probably can't blame him for that. 208 games. Now, I know he coached at least 2 premierships in the what is now known as the Adelaide Football League, but was Amateur Football League back then with Kilburn and Port Districts. Roger Delaney, welcome.
Oh, Tim, well, isn't it lovely to speak to you again? How are you, my friend?
From now on, tell the truth, all right? So we
no.
We don't want any lies on this ship. We don't want any lies. I'll bet you have. Now, firstly, it was all right. It was 2 flags, Kilburn and Districts. Did you sneak another one in somewhere as a coach?
Snuck another one in at Sydney University, mate.
That's right, Sydney University, which they had the 20 years, was it, last year, reunion?
Yep, they did, yes. I missed it, unfortunately, but, yeah, they did.
No, they would have said that they did it on their own anyway. So, well done, mate. Now, we know that you're up on the Sunshine Coast and you've been there for...
I had Tony Malak
as
assistant coach, so he did nothing.
Oh, he would have been claiming it without a doubt. Now, we know you've been living on the Sunshine Coast, got a very successful advertising business up there, but you've always kept a keen eye on Port Adelaide. Where do you think we're at after the first 11 games?
Yeah, it's interesting. You've called the Sunshine Coast armchair expert to have a chat about it. Where are we? I think our list is probably just struggling a little bit, I would have thought. At 3-8, we had a few good games. But just haven't been quite good enough. And, I've probably said for a lot of years and even argued with you, Tim, over the years that I felt like that our list has never quite been good enough. And I think it's sort of showing now. We've lost some players and we just rely far too heavily on a few A-graders.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to ask you next, was about the list capabilities. And 5 games we lost. There was a 14 points and then the others were all under a goal that we've actually lost. So, I think 2 of those 5 were probably where we should have won. The other 3, I don't think we deserved to win. So, in the end, you might be able to reduce that to sort of 5 wins. But does that give you more confidence, or does it just maybe just hide a few cracks in the wallpaper?
Yeah, potentially it gives me some confidence because I think we're pretty young and I think, I actually think Josh is doing a great job. Josh is always going to be a straight-up guy and I like the way that I'm seeing them defend the ground a bit better. But again, I just sort of go back to, how does our list look and how's the profile of our list? And it does worry me a little bit for the future and, having Connor Rosey out. It's just one player, but, when you've only got probably 3 or 4 A-graders, that's 25% of your A-graders gone. So that's where I think we fall away after our A-graders a lot.
Yeah, Roger Campo here. Thanks for coming on. You talk about Port Adelaide and the way they're defending the ground. I did some numbers for the boys during the week. They're still 3rd for points against in the competition, so that's one thing that they can hang their hat on really well in 2026. But you were an outstanding defender in your time and played a lot of one-on-one against some of the best forwards that the game's ever seen. Do you get frustrated now watching the game in terms of the team defence? We called a lot of games, Timmy and I together, and I get frustrated with Aaliyah. They want to play this proactive, assertive defence, but when the ball moves quickly and it changes angles or it's within a kick, he just gets lost and he gets easy marks against. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I think most teams play like that. I've had a bit to do with the Brisbane Lions Academy, and they certainly do. They rotate through players. They switch the players really quickly just so that they can get their best men available. And I don't mind that if the team's good enough to be able to hold it down. But once I think I'm really big on, once the ball sort of gets to that midfield area in this day and age, that we just really need to man up. And I think Aaliyah does a great job for us, don't get me wrong. But there sort of comes a time when you need to get your midfield back, and then for the backman just to really man up. So it's trying to find a balance of that. And again, I talk about I think what Josh has done with the team defence has been really good, and I didn't know we were third points against, so that's a big tick. Particularly, when we probably don't have a robust midfield, particularly with Connor out, we're relying on two guys. It'd just be nice to be able to get it into that forward line a bit more, because there's a few good players in the forward line at the moment. So.
Yeah, no, majority of the games this year, Roger, that they've lost field position and given up average about 60 entries the last month in particular, and they just haven't been able to move it out of their back half. What's your thoughts on the Todd Marshall move? Did you like it in terms of trying to experiment with it, and then obviously he played forward on the weekend? Does he just need a little bit more time just to readjust to get back into the flow of playing forward?
Yeah. So I like the idea. I really like the idea because he's an elite kick. He's as good a kicker as I've seen, to be honest with you. And that's not just the kicking action. It's actually the thought about where it's going to go. And I think that has a lot to do with, great kicks is actually knowing where to put it, as opposed to just being, a nice off the boot. I'm not sure if they gave enough time, but also I wasn't sure that he quite knew. He's been a forward all his life, and, 25, 26 becomes a really difficult thing to go down there and all of a sudden snap into being an elite defender. So interesting with Todd, because he's had so many concussions, and I feel for the guy, just to try and get himself back into form and find a place where he's comfortable.
Rog, can you tell us a story about, because maybe a lot of people that saw Port Adelaide play and saw you as a constant figure at full back didn't realise you were a Teal Cup All-Australian full forward. And yes, and I can see Campo's face going, I didn't know that either.
No, I didn't know that.
You were dominating forward, and then you went and played for Port Adelaide as a forward, and then one day you were playing as a full back. What happened? How did it happen? And are you glad it happened?
I'm certainly glad it happened. So I played forward up until I was about 20, I think, Tim, and all my life. So, but I felt like at the time that that there was a few good people in front of me. Like Tim Evans was in front of me for a while, and I went through a couple of years with injuries here and there, and just sort of couldn't break through. And I spoke to Russell Ebert and Tony Hobby at the time, and just felt like a change of scenery would be good. And I went back, and as soon as I went back, I felt comfortable for some reason. So, I've played 15 years of football, and all of them on ball as a junior or forward, never as a backman, and got that opportunity. But I don't know, the ground sort of opened up to me a little bit when I went back there, and I felt like I understood what forwards would do, and I felt like what made me uncomfortable was people taking me out of my spot. So I did that as much as I could against other people. So yeah, that was my lot.
We're speaking with Roger Laney, a Port Adelaide Football Club Hall of Famer, who started as a forward and went back. But you did stand some great players, and we were talking to Tony Hall yesterday. Of course, he played in that infamous state game in '89 on the MCG, and where they had a forward line that had Ablett, Dunstall and Lockett in it, and I think Gary Lyon as well might have been in that lineup. But you had you had one of the legends now. He's been risen to is Jason Dunstall. Now, my understanding, he gave you a bit of a rap after the game, didn't he?
I think he did. Dermot Brereton was on the bench too, by the way, so that was their forward line. He's sitting on the bench. Jason had a cracking game. I think I kept him to 4, but he had about 19 kicks, so I wouldn't hold myself too high with that. But he was so quick, and his ability to take marks on the run was the best I ever saw. You just think you had him, and all of a sudden he just pluck it at full pace. But I think one of the things that he said afterwards was he was surprised that I was able to stay with him from a pace point of view. So I think that was the rap he gave me. I was able to sort of knock a few out of his hands here and there, but certainly couldn't stop him.
Yeah, that's a good rap. I was saying to Campo, you were incredibly quick off the mark for your size, 6'4" full back, very, very quick. But couldn't complete a pre-season if your life depended on it.
He was less than complimentary, Rog. Let me tell you, he absolutely gave you an absolute cook in the studio about that you wouldn't like the 2K or 3K. Not interested.
No. I started to slow down very quickly after about 35 metres. People could run backwards from there and beat me. Yeah.
Now, there's the question, Rog. Koshy goes on with our breakfast team every week and has a chat. And at the beginning of the year, he denied rebuilding. He said we're rebooting and the like. I want to ask you, are we rebooting, rebuilding, or renovating, or rearranging?
Restumping.
Restumping.
Regenerating. I think we're regenerating.
Regenerating, yeah, that's nice.
Rebuilding and regenerating. I think there's we really seriously have to go back to the draft, and I fear for if we lose Zach Butters. I'm hoping, we get, because if we lose Zach, that actually makes it even harder to get Messiah Wanganeen if we're a chance to get him in 2 years. And Mitch Georgiadis, who's been so magnificent as well this year. They're the two guys that I fear for that, because all of a sudden that puts us in a complete rebuild if we lose those two. I know we are going back to the draft this year and there's a few good guys, but if we can keep those two, then it's sort of like in between a rebuild, regeneration, but we do have to go young and bring some youngsters in.
Rog, we've been talking about great rivalries because we saw the State of Origin last night, and Tom Wren in our breakfast show said it is the greatest rivalry. They've done it so well, and it's just always a fantastic game to watch. Now, you would have had great rivalries, no doubt. You have an opponent that you sort of had a real good tussle with, that it was always maybe one here and one there?
Yeah, I think, John Fidge certainly. That was a big rivalry and a tough one. Rudy Mandermaker and I stood each other for 7 or 8 years straight, and that was a cracking rivalry because he was a terrific guy. We actually really liked each other, but geez, we went hard on each other on the field. So that was probably the most enjoyable rivalry. Probably the toughest one was later in the career, or not later, but mid-career. John Fidge was really tough.
Yeah, I was talking to Campo about how Rudy invited us to go to the after-match, and we always used to have to go back to our after-match for Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
And win, lose or draw, we went in there. We were going in there for one beer and left at midnight.
That
was another fine you got me.
It was another fine.
No, it was always good. We made sure we had a beer with Rudy. It was always good.
Bloody good man. Hey, Rog, thanks very much for your time, mate. Appreciate your thoughts, and I've already booked me tickets and accommodation to come up and see you at the Sunshine Coast. And funnily enough, he said that his wife has organised holidays to get out of there.
Yeah, she's leaving. Jackie's out. But I've got plenty of red wine here, mate.
Oh, beautiful. All right, mate. Look forward to it. Good man. See you, buddy.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Roger Delaney, Port Adelaide Hall of Famer, giving his thoughts on Port Adelaide and where they're at the halfway mark.
Excellent stuff. We're going to take more of your calls after this break. 8223 0000, the best rivalries on the back of Tommy Wren thinking Origin last night, Queensland, New South Wales is the best rivalry. You tell us what you think it is for a $100 La Vita Ristorante voucher. Let's check your traffic around Adelaide. It's 13 to 5.
Afternoon, got a few delays at the moment with the smash getting clear to Para Hills West, McIntyre Road near Baloo Street, Findon, urgent electrical works there, Findon Road near Trimmer Parade. Sluggish at the moment, Myland South for work, South Road near Stewart Road. That is always slow this time of the night, and getting busy Fullerton Road driving home through Dulwich. Camera, West Beach Road, West Beach. This July is going to be dry. Challenge yourself to 1 month without alcohol to raise funds for cancer support. Do good, feel good this dry July. Sign up today at dryjuly.com. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
There are many reasons why Steinborner Automotive is well worth a trip. With over 400 cars in stock across 10 yards in Gawler, Barossa and Clare, including Steinborner Ford in Clare, with a great selection of the best value new, demo and low kilometre Ranger, Everest and Mustang. Along with outstanding service from our award-winning staff, you know it's well worth the trip to Steinborner Ford. View our whole range of Ford at steinborner.com.au.
SA. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's where you know your barista by name, and they know yours. Where your fruit and veg shop keeps you smiling with seasonal goodness straight from the farm. And your favourite local spot always comes through with the goods. It's all the things that make us, us. And buying local means $1 spent here stays here. So when you're out and about, look for the state logo and buy SA for SA. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Signs you may have big D envy. You've been invited to a mate's house to watch the footy, but you decline. Another mate's having a birthday bash. You make up an excuse not to attend. And finally, you feel like your partner is comparing what you have to what your mates have. Avoid Big D envy. Get in touch with Big Difference Home Improvements. From outdoor blinds to stunning verandas, pergolas, timber decking and carports. Big Difference Home Improvements will change your life. BigDifference.com.au.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowies.
So, visit Crowies. And while you're there, join Crowies Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowies.
Moving parcels, big and small, Aussie Fast can take them all. Fast and reliable freight, logistics and courier solutions for businesses across Australia. Aussie Fast, proudly South Australian owned and operated for over 30 years. Aussie Fast offer prompt, reliable and on-time delivery. From interstate line haulage to local couriers and distribution, plus a huge, secure, fully monitored warehouse. All your freight right to your door. Call 13 13 64.
Auctions remain one of the strongest ways to sell in Adelaide, with buyer demand continuing to outpace supply and competition driving results.
Yeah, I can testify this firsthand. They sold my house, Timmy, last year. They did an absolute amazing job, Bronte and the crew down there. Toop and Toop consistently delivers auction clearance rates above the state average with more suburb records than any other South Australian real estate agency. That success comes to strategy, experience and having South Australia the most awarded auctioneering team behind you.
From College Park and Norwood to West Beach and Brompton, that's where we are right now, through to Mount Barker, Parracombe and St Peters. They're proud to deliver standout results right across this state.
Yeah, with over 40 years experience, Toop and Toop knows how to maximise the outcome you need. Head to toopandtoop.com.au to see how they can help you and get the best result possible.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
9 minutes to 5. Josh Worrell from the Crows coming up at 5. Campo sitting in for Rowie. We're taking your calls, 8223 0000. The best rivalries as we are broadcasting live from the Excelsior Hotel in Brompton on Coghlan Street 110. Come past and say good day and maybe have a feed for dinner with their new renovated kitchen and awesome new menu as well. It's a really, really great looking bar and restaurant. So come join us here at the Excelsior. Night for dinner on Thursday. No better opportunity. And you can watch the footy tonight as well with the Hawks and Saints in action.
Spot on there, Campo. We've got some more rivalries on the line.
Yeah, we got Kevin from Seacliff.
Hi, boys. How we going?
Good, Kev. Who you got for us?
Mate, I've got one of the biggest ones years ago. Was when Scotland was playing England at Wembley, mate. They would shut all the bars down. So the boys wouldn't get too excited, you know?
wouldn't paint the faces and get the Braveheart spirit going and the like, against the English. I can imagine that.
Yeah, good one. Tony at Campbelltown. How are you, mate?
G'day, lads. Well, I've got an awesome one. And every time I watch it, I think the result's going to change. Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed. But in all seriousness, I sort of say, but anyway, in all seriousness, FA great, Sir Donald Bradman and the whole bloody England team.
Yeah, good call there, Tony.
Headhunter series. But, yeah. That's it.
Spot on, mate. That's a very good one, actually. Made a whole series about it, didn't they? Bodyline.
Yeah.
That was an awesome TV series.
Rocky was a decent series too.
Oh, very good, very good. Jeez, and it came out just as I was very young and impressionable, if you like. And I remember going to the drive-in with my brothers. I was probably only 11 when it came out, and it just inspired you to just get and train hard and just get into it. And I loved it.
Did you have that on your Sony Discman near the Eye of the Tiger before the game? Did you put that?
Well, that was number 3. That was number 3 by then. Yeah, 1981, I reckon that came out. It was Mr. T, of course, which was
Clubber Lang,
which was just sensational. Love that stuff. Let's go to Yuri. G'day, mate. You got a.
G'day, Timmy. I tell you what I thought before the weekend, is this rivalry going to continue? My beloved Tottenham won that last game against Everton and stayed in the Premier League, and no bigger rivalry in sport than the North London derby, Spurs versus Arsenal. It's as big as it gets.
Yeah, well done, mate, because it was looking a bit shaky there, wasn't it?
You bet, boys, but we're back, and hopefully we'll stay there. Exactly. Okay.
Well done, Yuri. Congratulations, mate. And have a better season next year. Let's go to Jeff at Kensington Gardens. G'day, Jeff.
G'day, guys. I'm interrupting your train of thought. This is not about the rivalry. Can I talk about something else?
Absolutely.
Go for it. Yeah. The soft tissue injuries been done to death, the topic, but a mate of mine has an uncle from years ago, passed away now, who was a physio to the Sandford State team, I'm told, and blah, blah, blah. And he was a stickler for making players keep warm while they're off the field, on the bench or quarter time, half time, three-quarter time. So they'd put on, you're probably too young to remember, but they'd put on dressing gowns or they'd put on their tracksuit to keep warm. Okay? You remember at the Hawthorn Crows game, the Brian Taylor or somebody commented on the fact that guys had heaters in the dugout. So in the old days, it was really important to keep warm or to stretch and limber up. So what are your thoughts in terms of the prevalence of soft tissue injuries and a possible link with the guys just sitting there freezing in Launceston or MCG or whatever?
Well, I'm not sure it's got too much bearing, Jeff, only on the fact that there's a lot more quicker rotations. I think most of them would spend 2 to 3 minute maximum on the bench. So they're not really sitting there like when Timmy and I used to play, and you'd be on there forever. Well, you only came on if someone got injured or you got dragged. Yeah. That was pretty much the only 2 times you got put on. But yeah, I don't think there would be a link to that.
Yeah, there was one thing that I remember picking up, Jeff, was Ballarat game, and Paddy Ryder had an Achilles issue, and they were putting like a wheat bag in a microwave, warming it up. When he came off, he put the wheat bag onto the Achilles. So that's the only thing I've seen different.
Well, my Achilles was probably one of the things that put me out. And at half time, I used to get a bucket of hot water and put my foot in, take my sock off, take the tape off, and then do it just to keep it warm. Because
you're trying to get the blood flow down there.
I had it like a cleg lick. I couldn't hardly move after I didn't do it after half time. So, no, I think to answer to Jeff's question, I think it's more around fatigue. That's why the soft tissue and the speed of the game, repeat speed.
Everything's at speed.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the ability to, I guess, cope with that is probably the main things.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Peter at Uradla. Lovely part of the world. G'day, Pete.
Hello, boys. How are you? Mine's my rivalry, and it was when Victor Harbour and Encounter Bay played, mate. It was like in the 60s and 70s. It was a real grudge matches.
Gee, yes. Of course, Encounter Bay, the Eagles, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes.
And the Roos.
Yeah, and the Roos, yeah.
That's a great one, Peter. Thank you.
Well done. And, great Southern League. Going up there next week, you beauty. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame night. Yeah,
excellent.
Re-entering a couple more. The Great Southern Football League. Awesome.
You're not getting inducted?
I was going to say.
No, not me.
What are you doing down there?
Making sure those inductees get in.
Yeah, that's what
I think. Let's ignore that and go to Grange. G'day, Vinny. Hey, Vinny.
All right, we'll get back to Vinny after the news, I think. So, one last text before we go to the news. The VFL versus the rest of Australia, says Mitch, on the Unique Home Style Food text. I do like that. The rest of the country does like to take on Victoria when it comes to VFL House.
There's been a couple come through here too, Timmy. Timmy Evans versus Craig Balme.
That was the 84 grand final, of course. I've got to say, looking back on it, it was very controversial, and it's one of the reasons they stopped national anthems being in position, because now they make them line up. Because that fight started during the national anthem. Yeah. So that was the whole, I suppose, why it blew up and why it was so controversial.
And Michelle's got one from over in the States. Best rivalry, the Calgary Flames and the Edmonton Oilers in hockey. The NHL, of course, that's she loves her ice hockey as well, Michelle. Loves to text about it.
NHL is one of the great games to watch.
Is that on
live?
Stanley
Cup,
amazing. Is that on at the moment?
Michelle will tell us.
Yeah, she can tell us for sure. 8223 Keep your calls coming. Live from the Excelsior Hotel. We are back after the news with Josh Worrell.
Rowie and Timmy G.
The 5AA Sports Show.
At Coles, save big on Biscuit Delights. Right now, get half price on Arnott's Tim Tam biscuits, 165 gram to 200 gram. Now just $3. Save in-store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions and nothing is left unsaid. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
Get the paving that you want at Garden Grove. Looking for pavers to renovate your outdoor area? Garden Grove has everything to make it happen. Come and take a look at the huge range of popular brands. Garden Grove's paving experts are on hand to give you the right advice, so you're getting the paving that you'll enjoy for years and years. Garden Grove, Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove.
Garden Grove, the garden that I want.
Phone 8251 1111 for delivery to all areas. Open 7 days.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Down to 12 tonight, showers increasing tomorrow 19. With the 5 o'clock news, good evening, I'm Mel Usher. The search isn't over yet. That's the vow from SA Police after the latest visit to Oak Park Station failed to find any evidence in the Gus Lamont case. It's now 8 months since the 4-year-old vanished at the family's remote property near Yunta. Detective Superintendent Darren Filkey says it's the 11th search conducted at the vast site.
It is disappointing that we haven't found anything. It's not the city. We don't have CCTV or people walking past and lots of witnesses. We're dealing with a really unusual geographical environment, so it's really tough. But as I said, we won't give up.
New aerial images will now be taken and analysed. One of the boy's grandparents remains a suspect. Charges have been laid following a break-in at Seaton this morning that led to a police chase across the western suburbs. Around 9 a.m, a man allegedly entered a premises on Matthews Avenue, threatened a 47-year-old woman with a crowbar and demanded her car keys. He left in her Toyota hatchback. The victim was not physically injured. The vehicle was located 3 hours later and a man detained, but the car took off before patrols finally caught up with it at Semaphore. A 52-year-old Semaphore Park man and 20-year-old Port Adelaide man are facing a string of charges. Labor has introduced a suite of contentious tax changes as the parliamentary week comes to a fiery end. More from Michael Packey in Canberra.
Despite mounting backlash, the Albanese government has introduced its tax legislation into Parliament. It'll see the capital gains tax discount and negative gearing deductions reined in. Treasurer Jim Chalmers says it's the right thing to do.
We are cutting taxes for workers and we're also making it easier to buy a first home.
Opposition leader Angus Taylor used question time to slam the Prime Minister over the issue, claiming Anthony Albanese has lied to voters and must take his changes to an election.
What will it take for the Prime Minister to axe these toxic taxes?
A parliamentary committee will examine the legislation over the next 3 weeks, but apart from some tweaks, it's expected to pass with the help of the Greens.
6 people who've been in quarantine in WA after being exposed to hantavirus on a cruise ship will spend an extra 3 weeks in isolation. Federal Health Minister Mark Butler says 2 more of the ship's passengers have tested positive and there's a lingering risk of infection. And there's no stopping the remaining Beatles. Ringo Starr and his all-star band are kicking off their 2026 tour in California, while Paul McCartney's new album, The Boys of Dungeon Lane, is out tomorrow. Now turning to 5AA sport, and the Pies have cleared Nick Dacos to face the Western Bulldogs on Saturday night after he underwent scans on his foot following the win over West Coast last weekend. It comes as Collingwood face a number of significant injuries, including Jamie Elliott, who's out for the season with an ACL. Coach Craig McRae says it was heartbreaking to see Elliott go down.
Yeah, surprised how positive he has been. You know, he's on crutches in the building again today. He has an operation Tuesday. You know, to see him go down, I know my heart sank late in the game. I'm sure all our fans do, because he's a fan favourite. So surprisingly, he's positive energy, and he's going to try to play some part for the rest of the year, which we'll look forward to getting him involved in things.
George Wardlaw has re-signed with North Melbourne until the end of 2028. Round 12 in the AFL kicks off tonight. The Saints face the Hawks at Marvel Stadium. And we're heading into day 5 of the French Open with Jannik Sinner, Naomi Osaka and Ariana Sabalenka in action. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Christie Downs, a crash to look out for Beach Road near David Whitten Drive, a breakdown at Keswick, Anzac Highway near Greenhill Road. Another breakdown tonight. This one's at Golfview Heights, Bridge Road near Christine Avenue. And so we've got those urgent electrical works at Findon causing headaches, Findon Road near Trimmer Parade. Camera tonight, Saints Road at Salisbury Plain. Anytime Fitness are celebrating their 18th birthday, so it's time to hit the club. Join for $18 and get your first month free. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 12 tonight, showers increasing for your Friday, 19. Saturday, showers and 18. Sunday, a shower or two, 17. Right now, it's 15 degrees. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, a major police update on the disappearance of Gus Lamont. One of Australia's largest companies hit with $1 million fine over an infamous freeway crash that killed 2 people. See the moment missing cave divers are found alive. And calls for banks to compensate scam victims. What you could be entitled to. 9 News. Your news. 9 at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
You can rely on Red Spot to keep Aussie airport rentals fair. We're the only car rental company who have kept our prices low during the fuel crisis. And we're the only Aussie-owned and operated choice in major airport terminals all over the country. Experience the local service that saw us named Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. For a deal you can rely on, book your next rental direct at redspot.com.au today or call 1300 66 8810.
Red Spot.
My kind of aged care is having someone to help me keep my house just the way I like it. Mabel makes it easy to find independent support workers who I can rely on to do the housework, like vacuuming. I can quickly book and manage quality support online, knowing they've been verified, so my home stays neat and tidy for guests.
Hi, Helen.
With over 10 years of experience in the aged care sector, Mabel is my kind of aged care. Search mabel.com.au to find care today.
Is the endless loop of sleepless nights and unproductive days making you feel moody? Introducing Caruso's Saffron Plus L-Theanine. Caruso's Saffron Plus L-Theanine relieves stress, supports mental focus and clarity, improves sleep quality, and helps you to maintain a healthy emotional balance. So if you're ready for restful nights and productive days, try Caruso's Saffron Plus L-Theanine today. Comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health stores.
Get great deals this end of financial year at CMI Toyota, SA's #1 selling Toyota dealer. There's over 200 pre-owned vehicles in stock, priced to clear and ready for immediate delivery. Like the 2024 Toyota RAV4 GX from $44,990 plus on roads. View the range online or visit CMI Toyota today.
We love to see you smiling.
Toyota. LVD 2009, Rego S398DLF.
Harvey Norman 10% in bonus gift cards. Stores open until 9 p.m. Thursday and Friday. Get 10% of your purchase price in bonus Harvey Norman gift cards when you spend $500 or more on selected products. Shop in store, shop online. Spend $500 or more on selected products and get 10% in gift cards. Harvey Norman. Best brands, best range, best prices, and bonus gift cards. Thursday and Friday only. Do not miss out. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. Gift card valid for 1 month. Trading hours may vary.
The news and issues that matter. Atlanta to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA.
Adelaide's only local sports show for the drive home. Rowie and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
At 8 minutes after 5, live from the Excelsior Hotel for our Thursday night show. We'd love to have your company. Come join us here in Brompton, 8223 0000. If you can't make it, call in, be a part of the show. Got a $100 Levita voucher to give away. We're talking best rivalries in sport very shortly. Josh Worrell to join us from the Adelaide Crows as he's into training today for the first time after their few-day break in between the bye. And David Noble at 5:30. Lots of pressure around the coaching ranks in the AFL at the moment, have been for the last few years. He was a part of a situation where he was under the pump as a coach too, so we'll talk to him about the pressures of coaching in the AFL.
He certainly was. That was a North Melbourne gig, and that one sort of reminded me of we're going to put in a new plan, we're going to put in a new coach, but didn't have the patience to see it out, and because he didn't last very long at all, I don't think, David.
I think it was 18 months.
18 months, that in my memory. But he'll be interesting. I'm wondering whether he sees the Brad Scott one very similar to his time, where there was a plan in place, but it wasn't able to be seen through. Now, we'll see what the difference is in that scenario. But he certainly knows what the pressure feels like. And as a first-time coach, there's a lot of talk that if you put somebody in at Carlton and or Essendon and they're first-timers and that heat comes on, is that fair to them rather than an experienced head? So it's or a favourite son.
Well, I mean, it's all twofold, isn't it? Because even if you get an experienced coach and the heat comes on, then where to then?
Well, it did to Michael Voss, didn't it?
Would you say North Melbourne have done it well with Alistair Clarkson? This is his fourth season now, and he hasn't really come under fire at any point, even though they've...
not
to the extent
Wilson.
of Brad Scott. Well, they're one journalist. Yeah. You'd say that him compared to Brad Scott or Michael Voss in their years...
Well, I think what
probably gotten out of it okay.
Well, I think what's helped Clarko is his history.
Yeah.
In terms of what he's been able to do at another club.
That's right.
That's bought him some time.
Yeah.
I think if that was another coach in there, I'm not sure they probably would have got the same longevity. And albeit, remember the first year Clarko was there, had a lot of that off-field stuff that he wasn't there.
Yeah, true.
And Brett Ratton took over for the pretty much that whole first year. So he's probably only really in his third year at the helm. So they bounced, haven't they?
But they are looking better. They are definitely looking better. Let's go to Aberfoyle Park for a sample rivalry. G'day, Dave.
G'day, guys. How are you this afternoon?
All right. What do you got for us?
Probably you talk about this weekend's Eagles Nord clash first versus the second. I reckon it's going to be a good battle at Nord's ground, though. I reckon Rory could probably open the score, maybe with his first kick. Maybe Rory can open the first for the Eagles for the first few minutes of the first half, I'm guessing.
Yeah, maybe will. Yeah. So you've lost a few in that draft, though, mate. That hurt.
Yeah, I know that's going to be pretty tricky for a game. I tell you, that's going to be a very tricky game for the Eagles now, though. But I mean, we can still. I think we can play well. That's the main thing.
That's it. I reckon you can do it.
That's right. Reckon the Eagles.
Good. Thank you, Dave. Keep your calls coming. 8223 0000. Great rivalries in sports. Some good texts that have been coming through as well. South Australia v the Vics, says Rob.
And that'd be in anything?
Just about anything.
Michelle's got back to us.
Oh, good. On that...
what she said. Ice hockey. Yep.
Ice hockey, where's that at?
So Vegas have swept Colorado in the Western Conference, and Carolina are still playing Montreal in the East. It's down to 3 teams now. Unfortunately, her team, Calgary, not so good. I won't read out what she said, and they're rebuilding.
Yeah, well, she's describing them. Yes, as maybe people might describe the Bombers at the moment.
I thought you were going to say Port.
Oh, yeah, well, no, I think we've got a little bit of light there. Yeah. There's a little bit of light, but no, she's saying they're not travelling well at this stage.
This one from Quinton at Old Ranella. Fellas, the best rivalry I know, my 2 oldest sons when they were teenagers, they're now 27 and 29, and it's still going on.
Gee whiz, yeah.
Siblings have the best rivalries.
Sometimes you grow out of it a bit, don't you? Like when you get older, but those two obviously not.
I've got twins. How do you reckon they're going at the moment?
Still fine?
They're still trying. They are hopeless.
Classic. Let's go to Appleston. G'day, Barry.
G'day, boys. Overseas one. Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And you'd have to say Sir Alex probably got the better of that in the end.
Oh, we definitely did.
Ah, there you go. But what a great period of EPL that was, Barry. Just amazing football to watch in that era, wasn't it?
Since then.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been... It's almost like Kevin Sheedy finished at the Bombers and they've struggled to sort of be a force since. And Man U, similar with Sir Alex finishing, a little bit. And they found it hard to sort of be a force since. They've had some minor successes, but not the dominance that they had under him.
All right, for that $100 Levita voucher, keep your calls coming, 8223 0000. What do you think is the best rivalry in sport? It's 14 minutes after 5. Josh Worrell from the Crows is going to join us on the other side of this break. First, here's your traffic.
Christie Downs, a crash to look out for. Beach Road near David Whitten Drive. Golfview Heights, breakdown there. Bridge Road near Christina Avenue. And Finton, Eden Electrical Works. Finton Road near Trimmer Parade. Slow going South Road through Mile Lane tonight with a camera, Cavan Road, Jeps Cross. It's time to get back to Faster Pasta, where everyone can enjoy their favourites. For good times and great food, dine in at Faster Pasta and treat yourself to a night off. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowie and Timmy G.
Time to put the spotlight on SA's amazing businesses with 5AA's Best of SA.
Ray White Business Sales helps business owners navigate sales and acquisitions with clarity and confidence.
The Best of SA on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Our first big deadline is midnight tomorrow. Win $500,000. Get your Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery tickets now to automatically enter the early bird draw for $500,000. Homelottery.com.au. Plus, your tickets stay in for the West Beach Grand Prize, a single-level stunner right on the beach. Early bird deadline, midnight tomorrow. Get your tickets at homelottery.com.au. Licence M14944.
Finding your next Volkswagen? That part's easy. And right now, you don't have to wait. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's end of financial year Unlocked event is on right now. So you can jump in early and get first pick from a huge range of new and demo Volkswagens ready for delivery. Plenty of colours, plenty of options. On-site finance, next day servicing. No waiting, no missing out. End of financial year Unlocked event ends June 30. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
Now, you've heard Rowie speak many a time about the unbelievable professionalism of Crowies. He used to be a master painter, and so he had a lot of knowledge, but he still went to Crowies because they had even more knowledge. Now, for two non-painters like ourselves, this is the place you've got to go because they have all the answers. They will help people like us. Now, you might be painting, you might be staining. Now, that's one of the things I don't know a lot about is staining. And when I'm talking about professionally, of course. But they will be able to answer any question you've got. Now, when you're looking at the solutions, that you can be painting anything. Now, they've got here a chair, a door, a wall, a house, all right. But I think it's just the basics of knowing the surface that you've got to paint on. And then, you know, what's the story with that? Am I going to take 2 cans of paint or 1 can of paint? I don't know.
And they need a primer. Do you need to sand it first?
Well, hello, you know more than me.
Well, I've seen a bit. I've seen a little bit, but I'm not sure that I've executed it a lot.
Well, this is where you can execute. You go to Crowies. They've got it all. And, you know, they'll help you with drop sheets, you name it. They'll tell you what you need. And I think they're absolutely brilliant for anybody, whether you're a master painter like Rowie or just a beginner like my good self. Go and see Crowies. They only sell premium quality paint. Visit them at crowiespaint.com.au for a store near you.
Tiles and grout, they're an open invitation for mould. You can scrub and seal it, but it'll be back. Installing Mr. Wet Wall is a smarter option, and you can lay it over existing tiles. Mr. Wet Wall beats the look and maintenance of tiles hands down. No grout, no mould, and completely waterproof. Mr. Wet Wall takes half the time to install. It means your costs are kept down. So why wouldn't you, Mr. Wet Wall? Take a look at MrWetWall.com.
Learn your way at Charles Darwin University. With both online and on-campus options, you can balance your studies with your life. Invest in yourself and open new doors to kickstart or advance your career. You make CDU. Search CDU today.
Hey, it's Jordan Dawson here, captain of the Adelaide Football Club. I know the importance of a home ground advantage. And when it comes to building, South Australia is the home ground for Sterling Homes. For over 50 years, they've been building quality homes here. So whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, if you're looking to build, look no further than Sterling Homes and get the home ground advantage today.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
18 after 5. Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, you can build with Sterling Homes. Our next guest, looking forward to this chat.
Absolutely. The Adelaide Crows don't play this week, of course. They've got a week off, but they did have a little break and then they've been back on the track. I think yesterday was their first day. I'm going to check in with one of their informed players, Josh Worrell. G'day, Josh.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Had a little bit of time off, mate. What'd you do with it?
I actually had the pleasure of heading up to Noosa for a couple of nights. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Actually, we saw Riley O'Brien, a little photo with some breaking news. He's coming on the show in about a half hour. Well, you weren't maybe hanging around with him at the time, mate, because I know you've been there for the odd stir-fry.
Yeah, I was hanging around with him. So, yeah, very exciting news for him that him and his wife are pregnant. So, yeah, no, it was a very exciting time.
No, excellent stuff. So when you got back, when did you do like the halftime report card? You know, when the coaches get you in and say, this is what we've done well so far, this is what we've got to improve on. When did you do that? Before you left or when you returned?
We just did that this morning. So, yeah, good to tick off a few areas that we can improve in. And then, yeah, a few areas that what we're doing well, what they showed us what we were doing well, which was nice.
And where do you sit with that, Josh? Are you sort of sitting at 70, 80% or 90%, or you're not far off? Where do you think after today's presentation where you might get to in the back half of the year?
Yeah, I think there's a few areas that, we need to clean up, but they were showing us that we're actually just not sort of that far away from where we were last year. So, I mean, if we can tidy up a few little key areas, I think we'll be in good stead for the rest of the year.
Yeah, one of those areas, Josh, and obviously do the games, your ability to move the ball from your D50 has dried up compared to last year, and teams defending you a little bit more through the corridor, and they force you to that next layer across into that wing channel, and that sort of restricted you a little bit more. Have you found that through in the first half of the year?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's happened a fair bit, but I think also we've kind of played into their hands with some of our ball movement probably haven't been as exciting as we'd want to be. So I think in this back half of the year, if we can take the game on a bit more, I think we'll probably be in a better spot come hopefully the end of the year.
And when you say take the ball on, the key stat this year, there's one every year, Josh, as you know, that the media sort of pick on these handball meters gained. You're 18th in that category. Are you going to try and force the issue a little bit more in that area, or are you still going to back your system in with your kick mark mode?
No, I think we're going to try a few new things, but obviously still we want to play our way, and if we can add a few little things to that, I think like I said, we'll be in good stead for the rest of the year.
And you personally, mate, you've been really good this year. How do you view sort of addressed your first half of the year? And I'm really curious, has Mark Keane's injury, has that impacted a bit on the way that you've been able to play, not having him there?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I haven't really noticed it heaps, but I think, I said this previously, all our key defenders and myself, we've played so much Campo footy, we've all come in and we've played a lot of AFL footy together now at the same level. We've been able to sort of bounce off each other really well. So I think, obviously, I'd love to have Keeney out there, and he's such a great player, but I still think Butsy, Mars and Ball Ace have been able to hold up really well.
Yeah, they have, absolutely. I agree with that. But I just felt like your intercept part of your game hasn't quite been at the level, and I just feel like that watching you, you've actually more or less had to try and defend a man. Is that because the opposition are trying to do that and you just haven't been able to get across and do that?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe it's just also, I think, because we were in such a good spot last year with defending teams, the game almost felt a bit slower in a way. So we've had, obviously a couple of big scores kicked on us, and the ball movement against us has been quite quick at times, so maybe it's looked that way that I've had to defend and not been able to intercept as much.
When you're standing there on the back line, I suppose you see the game in a different light to midfielders and forwards. And what are you sort of seeing, perhaps different year on year, being back from a defensive point of view?
From last year, I mean, last year we were at the peak of our powers in a way. I haven't been a part of a more fun sort of football team ever in my life, so to be a part of that was pretty special. You probably just notice, I think, the little things, maybe the ball's just coming in that little bit quicker, and you've got to be maybe just that little bit more onto when your opposition's leading up on you and your one-on-one contests. So they're probably the main ones as a defensive unit that we try to focus on.
You like intercept marking, you're very good at it. What do other clubs tactically, what do they try and do to you when they're trying to stop you peeling off and taking those?
I think sometimes I get dragged deep, or sometimes when I play at a small kind of run these big wide patterns out in the pie stand. So that's probably sometimes one of the more frustrating things about my role. But I think obviously, I love intercept marking, but I think some of my strongest footy I play is at ground level as well for sort of that 195 centimetre. I feel like I'm very competitive on the ground.
Absolutely. Would you be upset now that Hawthorn have been told they're no longer allowed in Tassie? Would you be upset if you didn't play them in Tassie again?
No, I'm very happy that that's happening.
Oh, well, you're going to somewhere a bit warmer. You got Geelong after the break, haven't you? That's home though, isn't it?
Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got Geelong, so looking forward to that, and then the Doggies after that. So a couple of big games.
And do you feel like, timing-wise, after 11 games, is that really good timing? Would you, once upon a time before COVID, we used to have that bye right smack in the middle, and everybody had it. So do you like that concept, or do you like it just being sort of staggered over a few weeks?
No, I think I probably prefer the first up bye. I mean, considering last 2 years we've been the sort of that round, I think 15 bye, so like what, we'd play another 3 games come after this, including this weekend, sorry. So, I mean, it's a big difference when you think about it and you're coming up against a side that's already had potentially 2 byes and you haven't had one yet and you played 14 games straight. I think can be, take a pretty big toll on your body.
Josh, inside the 4 walls, we all know that the players and the coaches don't try and hear what's going on the outside, but the narrative around you guys not beating top 8 teams, does that get a little bit annoying? And obviously Geelong's your next challenge in that area.
I mean, it gets annoying, but what can we do? Only just hopefully prove them wrong and show them that we're a quality side and we can take it up with quality opposition.
And you'll get a good look at that. Your month when you come back, you got Geelong at home, you got the Bulldogs away, as you said, Melbourne, who have been in pretty good form, and then another showdown. So does that sort of set you up for the back half of the year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, like you said, it's a big month coming up with some quality opposition, and if we can really hit our straps, we can show the league what we can bring, hopefully, come finals.
And you talk about hitting your straps. It's been a completely different year from 25 to 26. Just with the synergy, I reckon, Josh, with form and injury and those sort of things. Last year, not many changes in and out of the team, but it seems that you got a few guys down on form on last year, and injuries again. So Phil Thorpe obviously goes out with suspension, but Isaac's done another calf. So those things play a big part in making sure you get continuity with your playing group.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously we've had a few hiccups, but every year is not going to be the same. So we've got to do it a different way this year. So just excited to get into the back half of this year.
Hey, Josh, mid-season draft, Hugo Hawler-Khan, hopefully pronounced correctly. Was he there today? Was he at training? And what's the young fella look like?
Yeah, I've had these one of my very good friends, so I was absolutely stoked when Adelaide rang his name out. Sorry, and to have him, he's moved in with me, and had him in today, and he put on a little bit of a show. So he's a good young fella. I'm really stoked that he's over here.
Well, he's under the watchful wing of Josh Worrell, hey?
Not a bad place to start.
Hope he likes dogs.
Yeah. Hey, has he taken your dogs for a walk yet? Is that his first job?
Yeah, he's not a fan, I'll tell you that much.
Already? Gee, it didn't
We can
take
sleep outside, Josh.
Yeah, well, not the dogs.
Right.
Not the
That's
dogs.
what I'm saying, eh?
Exactly. Classic. Hey, Josh, all the best in the clash next Thursday night against Geelong and for the rest of the year.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Josh Worrell, our guest, of course, defending well and has been a very consistent player yet again this season.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because how did he not make All-Australian last year?
Oh,
that's one of the biggest.
That was a joke.
Well, that and Jordan Dawson not being captain were the two.
Yeah.
I know we're biased here, but they were two.
They made Jeremy
howlers.
Cameron, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, Jeremy
And
Cameron.
even he said, why? He said,
Yeah.
I don't even captain Geelong. Why?
He's never captained the team in his
It
life.
was just ridiculous.
Well, whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, you can build with Sterling Homes at 29 after 5. We'll take a break. Headlines coming up from the 5AA newsroom, and then we'll speak to David Noble with lots happening in the AFL coaching circles.
Rowie and Timmy G.
The 5AA Sports Show.
Let's head to Yuntab as police renew a search.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
With every passing day, we continue to hope for a development on this front.
5AA Breakfast.
We have got Hannah Ford this morning.
It's hard to believe that it was 8 months since we first rolled up here.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Not one thing, not one piece of evidence, no trace of this little boy, Gus Lamont, has been found.
It's hard to wrap your head around, isn't it?
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Great things begin with the right space. A space to work, a space to store, a space to create. Right now, build the space you've always wanted with Olympic Industries sheds, garages and outdoor storage designed for Australian lifestyles. Visit one of Olympic Industries' inspiration centres today and bring your space to life. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
The end of financial year sale is now on at Cherry. Get a $1,000 fuel card with a Tiggo 4 or C5 or save $2,000 on a Tiggo 8 Super Hybrid or Tiggo 4 Hybrid. Head into your local Cherry dealer this end of financial year. Cherry, for the road ahead. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening. Mel Usher with the news headlines. The latest search for missing Gus Lamont near Yunta has wrapped up with no evidence found. Charges have been laid following a break-in at Seaton this morning that led to a police chase across the western suburbs. 6 people who've been in quarantine in WA after being exposed to Hunter virus will spend an extra 3 weeks in isolation. And in sport, the Saints face the Hawks in the round 12 opener at Marvel Stadium tonight. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, crash getting sorted at the moment at Christie Downs, Beach Road near David Whitten Drive, Golfview Heights, a breakdown, Bridge Road near Christine Avenue, and Findon, urgent electrical works on Findon Road near Trimmer Parade. Camera, Anzac Highway, Glenelg East tonight. Hurry, the Cupra Winter Demo sale ends May 31, including a 1.9% comparison rate on Cupra Leon and Terramar. Visit cupra.com.au for T's and C's. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. On 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 12 tonight, showers increasing tomorrow 19. Right now it's 14 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Auction remains one of the strongest ways to sell in Adelaide, with buyer demand continuing to outpace supply and competition driving results. At Toop and Toop, we consistently deliver auction clearance rates above the state average, giving our clients a clear advantage in today's market. That success comes down to strategy, experience, and having South Australia's most awarded auctioneering team behind you. If you're considering selling, visit toop.com.au.
Levita, it's an absolute treasure in the West. Do yourself a favour and pop in for a mouth-watering lunch or dinner. Once you have, you'll keep coming back again and again, just like I do.
It is magnificent. I cannot talk highly enough of the magnificent people at Levita. It's got mouth-watering Italian cuisine, of course. The entire range of pizzas from the pizzeria are delicious. Now, the pizza oven fires up at 5 p.m, so that's half hour ago. Do yourself a favour, drop in and dine in if you can. If you haven't got time, grab a couple of takeaways on your way home.
Yeah, besides the amazing food, the best part about Levita has to be the warm, friendly and family atmosphere. Kevin and the entire team down there, they treat everyone just like an Italian family team.
They do, and they just end up, talking to you, and you have banter with them and the like, and it just feels like you're in the lounge room. It's the perfect place for functions as well. Birthdays, christenings, engagements, weddings, or any sporting club celebrations as well. So awards nights and the like, they can cater for up to 200 guests with 3 separate areas available.
Yep, Levita, open Tuesday to Sunday for lunch and dinner, 342 Grange Road, Kidman Park. You'll love it.
There's a moment every family hopes for, when you walk in and they're just happy, settled, themselves, and you realise the decision you agonised over was the right one all along. Para Ability Community Care is one of the state's largest and most trusted disability accommodation providers. We're improving lives in small ways every day. Our PAC fully trained carers give your loved one the life they deserve and give you back the relationship you always wanted. Experience our kindness and connection. Visit ourpac.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
26 minutes to 6 on this Thursday night. All thanks to Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits. Life is better with your pals. Just before we get to our next guest, because it's only fitting with the theme that we're about to discuss, the Carlton Football Club have just put out a media release in regards to their selection process for their next AFL senior coach, with, of course, Michael Voss stepping out of the way. They will be looking for one in 2027. They write here at the top of their press release, the process will draw on individuals with demonstrated success, recent experience within elite environments and a strong understanding of the breadth of responsibilities expected of a modern senior coach. It'll be brought out by Graham Wright, Chris Davies, Robert Priestley and, of course, Adam Simpson, who's been involved in the club recently, and that will start very soon. But interesting there, the way you read that is probably they're looking for a recent experienced coach.
Yeah, interesting, and they're also, Greg Williams is going to be on that panel as well. So that's a good inclusion as well, because Diesel sees the game as good as anyone, and he's got a real eye for development, young development as well, which I think they'll be looking for. But it's hard to gauge. I'm not really sure whether it'll be an experienced coach. It's always difficult, isn't it? Because they've been through that process already. They've tried everything Carlton in the last, since Wayne Britton, an untried coach, tried coach, a former player, and Brett Ratton, an interim coach, David Teague, Brendan Bolton, the lover, for want of a better word, and then Mick Moldhouse, Dennis Pagan, the experienced coaches. They've tried a lot, since David Parkin released the shackles. So, it's going to be an interesting appointment and a big appointment for the footy club.
All right, well, there's Essendon, Carlton in that, and, of course, Tasmania looking for their first coach when they come into the competition in 2028. We're going to speak to a man now that's been in high performance for such a long time in sport. Coached Glenelg here in the SANFL, coached North Melbourne, and went through a similar experience probably to what some of these clubs have been doing recently. We speak none other than good friend David Noble. G'day, Nobes.
Hello, Timmy G. How you going?
Excellent, mate. Firstly, out of the supercars, was it a good experience?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I loved it. A passion, getting involved, experiencing another sport, private ownership. Yeah, was very enjoyable. It was very expensive sport, but I loved it. The ownership group were great. Some great experiences, but wanted to move back into pathways and coaching, and landed at the Queensland Academy of Sport. So loving what I'm doing now.
Well, it's one of your skills, there's no doubt about that. You do that brilliantly. When you went to North Melbourne and the like, that experience of going through the process to get the job, then you put together your plan with the club, and it was for mine. On the outside, it was like a plan with no patience behind it. Is that a fair description? And is Brad Scott a similar victim?
Look, I think so. I think one of the key things with the coaching appointment is the environment and understanding exactly what you're searching for when the subcommittee gets together and goes, this is where we think we're currently at, this is where we need to go, and what are we looking for from a coach. And you've got to be very deliberate, I think, in what that looks like. Now, I think they were pretty clear, North were pretty clear when I sort of went through the process, and I did say it was going to take about 5 or 6 years. Lots of water's gone under the brink since then. Things didn't work out, and I think there was, I've said publicly there's faults on both sides, but I think the success that I've been involved with from Walshy to Pikey and Fags and having worked with Campo closely, I think the understanding of where your environment is and what it actually needs, that's what you've got to recruit towards.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Nobes, and Carlton and Essendon are going to go through that right at the moment. Coaching, why would you do it, Nobes? Why would you put your hand up?
I'm in a cold sweat, Campo, already.
So true.
Oh, it's crazy. The interesting thing, though, Nobes, and I'm not sure whether you did or you didn't, but I was fascinated in the way that the two coaches went about their business after they finished up at each club. Michael Voss did a 1v1 with AFL.com, and Scotty did a panel on agenda centres, like two completely different ways they went about it. But you know what? I actually liked both of them because they actually got their point across without sort of sitting in a formal environment when both clubs pulled the trigger.
It was fascinating to listen to both. You're right. I probably took the other tact and probably didn't feel like I was in a position where I felt comfortable enough to sort of step the public sort of through that exit. Both those guys they'd been in the job for a longer period of time. The narrative were interesting from both as to, if you wanted to sort of pull that apart. But, yeah, they were obviously very comfortable where they were to be able to disclose certain elements of what they'd gone through. I'm not sure it was necessarily a criticism, but it sort of gives the public the insight of what goes on at the coalface from coaching, in that, from Scotty's side of things, I think we should make that decision and let that player go, versus the club going, the rigour is that we can't afford to, from a look and a perspective at the moment. So both really interesting, both highly respected guys and carried themselves extremely well.
Oh, I was fascinated with this Brad Scott one. That the whole inside around, the Zach Merritt one was really interesting. You've been, phenomenal in building lists, and so you would have had plenty of those conversations over the journey, Nobes.
You do. It's the rigour that you need to have internally. I know we've quite often had discussions around players, growth, development, Campo, where they play, what they look like, and I think to be able to move your emotion away from some of those conversations and look at it logically, I thought was one thing I always tried to do. And the other aspect was I always tried to look at it was, if this was my business and I'd invested that $10 million in the list, what's the impact that's going to have on the business, and try to look at it from that perspective, and getting people's opinion. But I think the groups that work really well understand that at the end of the day, someone within that cohort or that group that's working together has got to make the decision ultimately.
You were so bloody good at it, Nobes. Will you get back into list management? There's a job at the Blues.
I haven't heard from Righty for a while.
Oh, come on, Righty. Jeez.
Yeah. See, he's lining you up, mate. You got a reference anyway. Nobes, you got one there.
I'd have to say, Campo, it was one of my most favourite jobs that I've done. The exploration of talent, the identification, the looking at where the group is, the work that I think we did and how we profiled the premiership model, our ability to sort of move that list forward 3 years and have a look at it in the future and what we needed to go after, and even things like when Paddy left and how we went about. We were never going to replace him, but what were the components and the bits that we lost, and how were we going to try to at least elevate some of our other players and sort of plug in some of the other pieces? So, I loved that side of it, the strategy and the model building that we did from, the money ball exploration. I love that side.
Hey, Nobes, talking on that, I was with Campo the other night. He said, I think Stephen Rowe made the statement that Paddy had told the club 12 months out, and he told whoever was in charge at the time, might have been Triggy, I'm not sure, or maybe Fagan. But when did you first know that he was not going to continue on?
Yeah, myself and Sarah took Paddy and Marty out for a bite to eat and about that 12-month mark, and without sort of really just sitting there and saying we're going, it was